If you're not strong as a dancer or really as any athlete, you're prone to get injured.
I noticed, leading up to December performances, a lot of dancers are starting to get injured, just their bodies are tired. They're not strong enough to sustain that amount of work.
Broadway's 8 shows a week. Some ballet companies perform like 10 times a week. Cirque du Soleil is like 10 to 14 times a week.
Dancers often don't look at the roots of the problem. It's just when the problem happens, now we take care of it.
Sometimes in the dance world, the thing is to dance more. You'll get stronger through dancing more hours, but really for Elsbeth, that would have probably ended any sort of hope she had of dancing because she was in so much pain.
Dance science has really shown us that dancers require cross-training in their training. There are facilities available for people to do cross-training, but for many dancers, they don't necessarily have access to these facilities. There are a lot of barriers. Dancers say, but we don't have access. Things are expensive. It's expensive to see a dance physio. There's no dance physio where I live. I don't have a dietitian. I don't have a physician who understands dance. I don't know how to put my shoes on properly. I had to order my shoes from the internet. These are all things that come out from dancers. And so I looked at my interaction with dancers and my work with dancers, and I thought, why don't we create something that is accessible for more dancers? Why don't we create something that gives dancers everywhere access to a great resource? The pillars of Pivot Dancer are to provide access to classes. So we have an online calendar of classes that are offered virtually. So Zoom classes that dancers can attend from wherever they are. We have a on-demand content library, which is recorded material. And that way dancers can access their physio exercises, their dietitian-led cooking classes, education, and also recorded classes. These are really useful for when people are on tour or they're traveling. We also have one-on-one appointments. So we have the opportunity for dancers to work directly through Zoom or in person. So they can work one-on-one with any of the Pivot Dancer experts to go through movement, to do supplemental ballet training, technique training, to do 4-point work, to do PBT work. All of the cross-training can be done supplemental one-on-one with our instructors. Pivot Dancer is a resource, and it's a resource that's accessible for people of all ages through all forms of dance.
I knew that something was going on with my foot. I was performing, of course, and I jumped, and immediately I felt how it snapped. It was like a crack. And I pushed it, and it was when I tore my Achilles. So I was in Mexico City, and Dinah was in Toronto. So all my rehab and the exercise that I was doing, it was online and at home.
I do on-demand classes, I do live classes, I do the Shape Fitness gym, I come in for physiotherapy, I come in for massages, acupuncture.
Where we've really found Pivot Dancer to be pivotal is when we have studios who are using Pivot Dancer as a part of their curriculum. When we look at the literature in dance science, we know that dance teachers are usually the first person that a dancer will approach about an injury.
The first time that my student went, Dinah sent me an email with just an update and a little protocol for that student. And I was kind of in shock. I just had previously relied on students telling me what their physio had told them to do, but to actually get an email and sort of a formal description of what the protocol was, what they could do in class, what they couldn't do, was just really eye-opening, and I feel that sort of is missing in the world of dance physiotherapy.
It really helps to have people that understand our kind of pressure.
This is a way that people can get access to the top tier dance scientists, dance medicine people. I mean, these are physios to Olympic athletes and like ballet dancers at some of the best companies in the world. They know what they're doing.
It's kind of changed like all of my dancing. Like everything feels better. I don't get tired as easily. I have no pain anymore. So it's kind of changed it all.
It's really important to me that Pivot Dancer is an inclusive company, that we're there not just for professional dancers, we're there for young dancers, old dancers, middle dancers, any kind of dancer. I think it's incredibly important that every dancer have a resource that's going to be meaningful for them and beneficial for them.